Folks, we're living in the science fiction era here. We're living in 2013. And coming up in the next segment, this is a short segment, I'm going to get into MSNBC. Blames Boston bombing on, quote, deeply racist Alex Jones. And I'm going to muse here openly on air. And I've got to talk to my lawyer today about what the best course is, because they're so discredited that even though I know I could, with a jury, get a judgment on them, and undoubtedly this is going to cause us damage. It's designed to cause damage to us. Just that I've accepted that my name will be damaged and everything still doesn't mean it's okay for them to do that. Is it in the final equation something I should do because I've got films to make, I've got bigger fish to fry? At a certain point, I pretty much have to sue them, like NBC got sued for editing George Zimmerman together to make it sound like, yeah, he's walking around, he's a black guy. Instead of, yeah, he's walking around looking in cars, blah, blah, blah. Later, what color is he? Oh, he's black. They edited that, you know. This isn't even editing something together. They show no proof. They just say he's deeply racist and connected to white supremacists, and they just, and the bombers. I mean, you couldn't say something worse except for maybe I'm a child molester. And I fully expect on this trajectory of these guys that if I don't sue them, they're going to next say I am the bomber. I mean, God forbid I don't come get arrested tomorrow and they say I'm a bomber and MSNBC says he's the bomber, he's the bomber. They already say that about the living Zarnev brother who's pled not Zokar, who's, you know, the living brother, clearly shut those guys up. His brother worked for the CIA. That came out. They've killed their witness friends, arrested the others, killed FBI agents that were part of the arrest, covering that up. Clearly a drill, clearly a national security deal. Saudis running all around the place. They're mad, folks. Let me tell you why they're coming after us. Let me first say this and then go to break and come back with the full breakdown on this. They're coming after us with what I just said in the last segment. Because I guess they're so arrogant about the general public, or that they control the press, that nobody go read Rand Corporation documents, nobody go read Club of Rome documents, UN documents, Council on Foreign Relations documents, State Department documents. I mean, we've listed them all here. I made films about it. Their whole program. UN documents on sterilizing people with vaccines, Bill Gates documents. And it's like they go around and talk about all this in their white papers. I get the white papers. I go, look at how horrible this is. They come out and say I'm a liar. People go look and find out it's true. I'm talking about unity of humanity to go to the stars and fighting racism. I've protested the Ku Klux Klan, no exaggeration, probably 15 times. And I'm not here saying, oh, look, I'm a good trendy or something. I protest them because they're a bunch of feds and prove that. And had police SWAT teams aiming guns at me and nobody else and then threatening me. The police in Waco were with the Klan, basically, in one case. And so it's basically like saying Martin Luther King is anti-black to say I'm racist. I mean, it's just that asinine. And so if they can get away with that, I mean, they're going to start saying, well, what's next? I mean, it's worse than saying I'm a deep racist without showing a clip, any proof, anything, to then say I'm connected and influenced bombers. Alex Jones and white supremacists influenced the bombers. Homeland Security says. And I've already gone through this before when Richard Ploploski, and I got 5 retractions because I threatened to sue him that time. Richard Ploploski came out, shot 3 cops because he was drunk, Marine Corps, kicked out of the Marine Corps. He got another pit bull. They're defecating and urinating all over the floor. His mother gave testimony. She says, I'm calling the police. You won't leave the house. The cops come. He throws a fit, kills 3 of them. Turned out the guy hated me. Was a troll on all the white supremacist sites and on my side attacking me. They knew that. Within 2 hours of getting in his computer, they said he did it for Alex Jones. We went and searched his name, said, you know, he's one of our biggest critics because I don't make things racial and because I don't hate black people and Jews. And I said, I'm going to sue you. And they had 5 retractions in newspapers. And I was going to sue them. Had my lawyer put them on notice with an overnight cease and desist and tort letter saying we're getting ready to sue you, retract now. So I'm going to send a registered letter in the next few days to MSNBC. And I guess I'm just going to have to sue them. I mean, I just... Because next, folks, they're going to say, I am the bomber. Okay, when we come back, I'm going to break all this down, play the clip, and then dovetail it into why they're coming after us. Because we're pointing out they're setting up martial law in America. We're pointing out they're shutting down our power plants, shipping our jobs overseas. We're pointing out that the Federal Reserve is foreign. They're the occupiers. I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com. All right, I want to go over every facet of why the White House run Media Matters, MSNBC, and others are engaging in conscious. I mean, they sit around and script how to consciously lie. That's 100% clear when you know how media works. And what is their goal? Because for anybody that can think, it's a joke. But it's not a joke with their target audience. It's not a joke with their target audience. We're going to be getting to that in just a moment and talk about what a big deal this is. And then again, some very serious geopolitical news, stock market financial news, and things that the establishment does not want us to really focus in on, obviously. I mean, what is it about this broadcast and Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com that makes them so upset? By the way, occasionally I'm wrong about things in the media, and I'm always happy to admit it when I am wrong. The current issue of Esquire came out, and there is a big story on yours truly in it, I guess about 6,000 words. And it asks, am I paranoid or a patriot? And basically, it ends as a positive article. Now, I talked to the reporter, and he didn't say this was off record. He said he's getting a lot of heat over this. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's the fact that he is one of the top 3 profilers in the country, or if not the world. John Richardson. His dad was CIA section chief over Southeast Asia. And we're going to get him on next week to talk about the book about his dad, My Father the Spy. He promised to come on. He doesn't do a lot of interviews. If I would do an interview with him. So I tried to get him on years ago. And he was too busy. And he wanted to talk to me to explore if what I was saying was true or not. And the piece was going to come out more negative, but then all the NSA stuff, he's been working on this like 4 months. Then all the NSA stuff and things broke. And a lot of what I said turned out to be true, and he really had his own mini awakening, and he was already a pretty smart guy. And I did the interview because he's done hundreds of profiles with prime ministers, presidents, top movie stars, top directors. I mean, you name it, he's in the top 3 profilers in the world. And so he said, look, I don't do hit pieces unless the person's really a horrible person. He goes, out of hundreds of pieces, 2 or 3 turned out to be really bad because they were bad people. And he said, I will try to tell the truth. And it's only because he's so senior that this even ended up. They ended up cutting a couple thousand words out of it that were more, hardcore info and moving it to the back of the magazine. It barely got published. That's inside baseball, basically, folks. So, and it's stuff like this that's going to save our civilization. Somebody just being honest. And he kept his word. I mean, I'm flabbergasted. To a certain extent, the Rolling Stone writer, because he gets being a big profiler, was a little more of a hit piece, but the guy was quasi-honest. Because, you know, once you talk to somebody for weeks on and off again, you know, they have a... But that barely got published because of that. This, though, is the first time someone's actually kept their word. And I've got a few problems with the current issue of Esquire because it's out of context. And again, I try to put out complex thoughts here that are multifaceted to really give you where I stand. Like, I've made the point of I have zero dislike for gay people. I don't have some knee-jerk dislike of people. Just like I'm not a racist because I don't go off what somebody looks like. I go off who they are. I mean, that's fundamentally offensive to me to go off what somebody looks like. Oh, that person's got a cleft palate. They must be an idiot. I don't want to hang out with them because they're not perfectly beautiful. I mean, if that person can play the piano and it tells good jokes or likes to do the same things I do, I don't care what they look like. I don't care if they got warts on the top of their head. But I don't like the authoritarian fake left homosexual agenda that's always trying to beat everybody over the head. It's like attention getting or something. It's like parading around and trying to sexualize children and, you know, trying to inject it and recruit in the schools. I'd be against heterosexuals doing that. And so, you know, he has in there that, well, I'm not against people living together or, you know, if people want to, quote, you know, have partnerships, but it needs to be a state issue, a Ron Paul type position. Then it turns into Alex Jones is for gay marriage. No, the institution of marriage is for a man and woman because of the children you're going to have. And there is an assault on that from the eugenics perspective, and they're using the whole fake gay thing as a liberation angle of that. So there's some quotes taken out of context, like, no, I get a woman who's raped wanting to have an abortion, but the difference is this is pushed as a dehumanization program, and so that's why I'm against abortion. Well, that turns into Alex Jones gets the reasons sometimes why women want to have abortions. Yeah, I get the arguments for it, but I'm fundamentally against it because of the larger issue. So then some of the left publications that are really authoritarian publications, they can then run around and go, well, look, he said he was against abortion here, but for it in this magazine. See, if I'm one thing, folks, I'm consistent. I don't judge people that have had abortions because they're told, oh, it's not a human, it's no big deal, it's like getting a tooth pulled, just come on in, it's the right, all this peer pressure. Sacrifice your children to Moloch, Quetzalcoatl, sacrifice them to, you know, on Samhain if you're a druid. People thought it was normal to sacrifice their kids in ancient times, not because they were even evil people. They thought this is what you do to make the crops grow. The high priest says so. See, I don't judge those people. I judge the conscious globalists that you go pay $300, $500, $1,000 for an abortion, depending on the type of clinic, and you don't know your child could be sold for as much as $10,000 for their organs and body parts. You didn't know that they run off, sometimes keeping the baby alive, to get it on ice at the nicer clinics so they can go, you know, sell those organs. You mean you weren't given that newsflash? That every part of your child, their stem cells, everything is rendered down, sold to be flavoring testing for PepsiCo? I mean, you didn't know that? See, I'm against what it really is. I don't judge someone that goes out and has done it through ignorance. You see, because I've done things that are wrong, folks. I undoubtedly had girlfriends that had abortions. And I was not a party to it, but, you know, the woman gets real mad at you, doesn't want to see you anymore, and then you hear she's had an abortion. That's how that works. And so I've had my children killed. And I have to deal with that. But I was young. I was stupid. I didn't understand it. I didn't know. And I'm not shooting blanks either. You know, even when you wear a condom, folks, that doesn't mean you're not going to get somebody pregnant. And I hate to have to sit here and get off into all this with people, but the point is that I'm not here judging you. They know you go do these abortions, you get older, you know it's wrong deep down, so you fervently defend it and go be part of a billboard campaign saying, I got an abortion, it's cool, you need to get one too. Make it sexy instead of making it embarrassing. So this broadcast is about being genuine. This broadcast is about being true. This broadcast is about being real. This broadcast is about really trying to break things down. And that's what it comes down to. So they can take what we say out of context to try to twist it. That's one thing. We expect that because we know we're on to the enemy. We know their program. They're freaked out by it. And again, they're freaked out by their operatives in media at every level, figuring out what's really going on because we're decompartmentalizing it for them. That's what the globalists are afraid of. And I'm sorry, your formulae is already out. How you work the system is already out because of this broadcast and others. And now you can kill me or politically assassinate my name, which I would much rather. I mean, I know you're going to attack me. You may even kill me, but I like to keep living. But whatever happens, happens, because I realize how bad this system is that people are being signed onto. And young people need a chance to hear the truth and common sense, not the globalist corporate plastic culture of lies. People deserve a real shot at being good guys. And I want prosperity, and I want justice, and I want equality. That's what I stand for, and that's what I'm here to promote. And it's one thing to twist what I say or to take it out of context. It's another thing entirely to make things up about me with no proof and to insult your audience by doing that. It is truly outrageous. And here's the statement I spoke into Kurt Nemo's iPhone last night when he wrote the article of Paul Watson. No one should feel safe in this climate where they are making all the rodeo clowns take federal sensitivity training and pay for it because one guy did something they say is wrong. I mean, that's authoritarianism. No one should feel safe in this climate. The establishment media can put out whatever lie they want, and the Republican Party, who was there, the former chairman of it, represented on Wagner's show by Michael Steele, will just agree with it because it shows the establishment itself is threatened by the awakening that is happening. And again, they said, I'm behind the terrorist, and I'm a deeply racist person, which anyone that's heard my show knows isn't true. But again, they know it's a lie, folks. They think they're protected because the White House is behind them. They've identified Infowars.com and the journalistic system we're building as a major threat. That's what the MSNBC segment is, a premeditated attack. So anyone who supports freedom of the press needs to get behind Infowars.com and all the other alternative media that is under attack, like investigative journalist Glenn Greenwald and whistleblower Edward Snowden and so many others. This is exactly how countries fall to authoritarianism, because if they can intimidate us and have a chilling effect and shut us down and defame us, they can defame anybody and then intimidate everyone else. If you care about freedom, remember this quote from German pastor Martin Niemöller, who resisted the Nazis and ended up in a FEMA camp. First, they came for the communist, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the socialist, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for the Catholics, and I didn't speak out because I wasn't a Catholic. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Well, Hitler was more of a fascist, first socialist, that's what Nazi means, National Socialist, but then double-crossed the socialist and was more of a fascist. This is more of a Soviet-style deal with Obama. I mean, these are real authoritarians. The Army's training with, quote, re-education centers, Army document. Just type in Army document, re-education camp, Army.mil. Show it to the folks, guys, if you're watching on TV. I mean, it's the real deal. And people are watching this happen. Of course they're coming out and saying I'm a deep racist and I'm behind the Boston bombing. Well, what else can they do? I continue here. This meets the precise definition of willful, conscious defamation with malice and forethought with intent to do harm. I've sued people before for defamation successfully. I don't like to do this, but clearly if I don't respond to this, they will make up even more outrageous stuff. Will I be a child molester according to them tomorrow? Will they say I am the bomber? They're already saying I made these people bomb stuff and I'm deeply racist without showing a shred of proof. Think of how dumbed down their audience is that they could do that. This is outrageous, authoritarianism. So I'm putting them on notice. I want massive retractions now. This is your tort warning. You are now on notice. Do you guys think you're invincible because you have the White House behind you? Richard Nixon thought he was invincible too. The American people are going to stand up against this intimidation against the press. And then the article goes on with other examples. I mean, Bill O'Reilly a few months ago said we have sexual predators on the internet attacking women. And he cut to a clip of me ranting about Obama out of context, saying I'm sick of it, we need to stand up, and my face turning red. And then did a still shot of me saying hate speech. I mean, a sexual predator on women. I mean, what the heck? I mean, they're already doing it, folks. I expect child molesters next. They could SWAT team me tomorrow, plant stuff on my computer. They've done it to others. I mean, this is not a game. And I guess they think you're a coward. They think I'm going to get up here and say all this, and you're going to get in your shell, pull in like a turtle, duck and cover, waiting for them to come dig you out of your hole. It's like the shooting training. When a shooter's in a building, you're supposed to, FEMA says, get in a fetal position so they can get the maximum number of deaths. I mean, you know, don't have a gun, folks. They actually say you're supposed to vomit or poop on them in training for women. In fact, pull that up. Women are supposed to pee, poop, or vomit. I'm not joking. Guy busts in to kill you, just, you know, pull your pants down and crap on them. I mean, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, to have to talk like this. This is how crazy these people are. I'm going to skip this network break. I'm bankrupting us doing this. I just can't help it. I got to keep going. The point here is, yeah, there it is. College women told to urinate and vomit to deter a rapist. Anyways, and they actually say, yeah, do the same thing if a shooter's coming after you. But it's not funny. It's sick, the dehumanization that's going on. You're not supposed to defend yourself with a gun, but the government's arming to the teeth to defend themselves from who? The sovereign citizen libertarian movement. All over the country, in the Homeland Security grants, it says, for the #1 terror threat, gun owners, veterans. Yeah, because they're going to start persecuting people and coming to get us. And, of course, people are going to then fight back, and it's going to be called terrorism. They've got the police gearing up for all-out war with us. And then they're going to phase out those cops as well. I mean, this has all been planned, and we've got to say no and have an awakening to it. So I want to get into this attack, and I want people to understand this attack is taking place because we know what we're talking about. Now, remember, they don't attack us on anything we say. Rachel Maddow says that I said Obama sent a tornado to Oklahoma City without showing me say that. She says I say giant wasp live under the UN building. We have those clips. I've never said anything like that. No one's ever acted like this. Joseph Goebbels wasn't this ridiculous in Nazi Germany. It's because, folks, their constituents are in a trance. That's why Mark Dice can go out, or we can go out and say, we're going to kill babies up to age 3. It's for Obama. Yeah, kill babies. We're going to kill people over 65 for Obama. Yes, kill them. They signed the petition. We're going to arrest all gun owners and put them in forced labor camps for Obama. Yes. They can say anything now. And these people think they're on the winning team. Oh, you're going to raise my payroll tax? If it's for Obama, go ahead and do it. You're going to break all your promises? If it's for Obama, I'll do it. Now, the good news is people like Oliver Stone, who I know is a listener through his son, Oliver Stone came out and said Obama is a dangerous, evil snake. Exactly. Because he can get everybody to stand down, the so-called left. There is no left now in this country. There's a bunch of foaming at the mouth. I'm telling you, folks, they make the Soviets look tame. I mean, these are vicious people. Even the Soviets would have propaganda that sounded good. To say, he's behind bombers and influences them, and a white supremacist connected, and he is a deeply racist, with no proof. That's open and shut with a jury. They don't care if a jury gives me $1 million. I know, folks, I've sued people for defamation twice and had them settle. Because I only sue you if I absolutely have to, and I know I'll win. I know the law. I've got the lawyers, done it before. I mean, a jury will reward me, because definitely I've been damaged. They're saying I shouldn't be on the air. They're trying to, the people are trying to shut down our YouTube and Facebook stuff. We've been shut down before. They're trying to shut us down. They want us shut down because we're behind bombings, folks. That is the definition of defamation, okay? They don't care. They get hundreds of millions of stimulus money in NBC and MSNBC, billions of government contracts to Microsoft. They don't care, okay? They'll just pay with tax money. I mean, these people are out of control. Do you understand that? I've studied propaganda in other regimes that's never been this cuckoo. Let's start going to this clip as I analyze it here. The clip's up on Infowars.com. Let's go ahead and go to this clip.
The bombing suspects may not have been the radical jihadists they were initially believed to be. Older brother Tamerlan Tsarnaev was reportedly a fan of far right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. This guy.
Hey, listen, I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game, okay? Our government in the U.S. is building FEMA camps. We have an NDAA where they disappear people now.
Now, again, they play a clip of me where they're saying there's no fluoride in the water. By the way, that's back in the news. They actually say on this piece there's no fluoride in the water now because everybody admits it gives you cancer now. Harvard studies, Princeton, UT. So there's no fluoride in the water. They make a joke about that and then show me going, hey, NDAA, they're disappearing people. We should be yelling about this. But see, oh, that's what discredits me. Did you hear anything racist there, though? Let's go back to the clip.
To date, Alex Jones' YouTube channel has over 300 million views.
It's over 600 million.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Tsarnaev also read white supremacist publications, including The First Freedom, an Alabama-based newspaper that espouses equal rights for whites.
They're conflating me with them.
Salon's Alex Seitz Wald writes, Tsarnaev illustrates how 21st century anti-government conspiracism melts down typical ideological barriers in a postmodern view of various radicalisms united by a common, deep distrust of the government. It's sort of an interesting confluence. I mean, we talk about this happening in some sectors.
Now they go to George Lucas's evil twin,
which is the dovetailing,
the head of the Southern Poverty Law Center,
a radical libertarian agenda and a sort of Southern racist, neo-Confederate
See, libertarians racist, folks,
towards governance and.
Did you know you were all racist?
That view informing
Let's hit pause again.
A certain sector.
So now, not liking governance, period, is racist. That's what Sebelius said yesterday. She said, we covered the news article. She said, opposition to Obamacare is racist. See, if you didn't want your payroll tax raised when they promised they wouldn't, or you didn't want your premiums to double, already up 50+% this year, you're a racist. You're like, no, I don't want to be raked over the coals. No, you're racist. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Here it is.
A certain sector of American politics. Alex Jones may sound crazy, but still has 300 million YouTube. Well, he had 300 million people that have watched him on YouTube, and that sort of fringe, arch-conservative, deeply, I think, racist strain is being tapped into at crazy profit by people in the media.
Well, it is, and I think that the point you just made is the key thing. At crazy profit, these folks are getting paid to be racist. They're being paid to be ignorant publicly.
You're probably going to get sued, Steele. And, of course, they've got my image up on the screen the whole time. And they've got the former head of the RNC. God knows what else they've got on him to have him up there doing this. Saying, oh, well, he's paid to be racist. Did you know that, folks? Unity. Let's stop the black abortion, especially. Let's get the Planned Parenthood out. Let's expose Margaret Sanger and the fake left as deeply racist with her own letters saying blacks are subhuman weeds to be killed. Did you know that was deeply racist? Talking about Martin Luther King and judging people by the character of their deeds. Deeply racist. Protesting the Ku Klux Klan. Deeply racist. Where is the deeply racist stuff? And I mean, let's play a little bit more. Here it is.
To standing, going out and publicly holding up a sign saying you're 47% Negro to actually doing what we saw these two idiots do in Boston.
Right, and though there may be only 10 people who take Alex Jones seriously, there are people, I mean...
All right, let's stop right there. I can't watch any more of it. Folks, now the Patsy Boston bombers, clear Patsies, one of them was pled not guilty. Nowhere in American history would they ever say the guilty bomber. Rolling Stone, MSNBC, he's now guilty. Forget the drills, forget his brother in CIA, forget all the Saudi Arabians. No. He's guilty. And now he's racist. A caucus Middle Easterner, clearly. You want to get into who they are. It's Asian with a little bit of African mixed in with Central European. That's what those folks are. I mean, I guess you could call them white. Nothing to do with race. They go into somebody's computer, probably visited thousands of sites. I visit sites all the time I don't agree with. Now he's a Klan member, folks. And now, did you know the white racists bombed the Boston bombing? See, now they're saying the libertarians bombed the bombing. I mean, this is cuckoo. Folks, we need your support more than ever. And I got to tell you, we need your financial support to finish the news division, to get it up on satellite, to finish the studios that are almost done, to get the crew we need. You need to go to InfoWars Store today and vote with your dollars to get the high-quality Modifilin that protects your thyroid and is so good for your organs. Just check out all the details on Modifilin, the Southern Hemisphere brown seaweed. Go to InfoWarsHealth.com to get the Ultimate Youth Dietary Supplement, green super powder, the best stuff out there, and it tastes amazing. That's at InfoWarsHealth.com. Get the Pollen Burst Plus, get the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0, totally organic and non-GMO certified. InfoWarsHealth.com. Or you can call 888-789-9277. Just go sign up today. Become a distributor, $10, get discounts, or just buy off the shopping cart. Go there and sign up for free shipping. InfoWarsHealth.com. InfoWarsStore.com has a lot of other stuff that isn't longevity that's awesome that I carry. Get all the books, get all the films, get American Drug War 2, exposing the fake drug war that mainly targets minorities because we're so racist. It's about that. That's all available at InfoWarsHealth.com because we want to get the nonviolent people out of the jails because we're racist. Get American Drug War 2, InfoWarsStore.com. Support us. Stand beside us. Buy your war bonds today, InfoWarsStore.com. All right, if you just joined us, most of the time when we're in the press, we don't cover the attack pieces because it's flack that's not even coming close to us. But when the White House run, Foreign Foundation run, MSNBC comes out and says, I am, quote, a deeply racist person, and that the libertarians bombed the Boston bombing. And it's all scripted. And they have the former head of the Republican Party, Steele, in there, MSNBC. The panel just goes around the line and says, you know, first, Alex Jones basically made the Zarned brothers bomb the marathon, and Steele then agrees that I'm deeply racist, and that I'm paid to be deeply racist. And then they segue into, yeah, it's these libertarians that are now bombing the marathon. So see, it's about you folks. Opposition to their takeover and governance, she's reading off a teleprompter, is terrorism. What does the United Nations say in their Unidir July 7th, 2001 treaty minutes? They said, civilian ownership of firearms threatens the legitimate power monopoly of the state. Now, I agree with that statement, except for the word legitimate. You substitute illegitimate. It's the illegitimate power monopoly of the state. And in America now, they're saying if you don't like collectivism, if you don't like your 5-year-old being taught about sex, you're a homophobe. And I'm like, I don't want to be taught anything about that. Keep your hands and your sickeningness away from my kids. And they're like, oh, you're a homophobe now. Oh, you don't want world government. You're a racist. Oh, you don't want health care written by foreign banks to rip everybody off by the snake Obama. You're a racist. No, you people are worse than racist. You're race pimps that look at everybody out there and want to get us fighting with each other so you can sit up there like the good guy. You make me want to throw up. And I don't even look at this woman, this host, this Alex Wagner, and hate her. You look at her eyes all bulging out on a power trip. You look at her all thinking she's slick and cool and working for the system that could care less about her. I just look at her and think about what a pathetic person. And I feel sad for how weak humanity is sometimes in POTOC. And they all know who they are. I even know stuff about inside Southern Poverty Law Center and what really goes on over there. They're all just really a bunch of dope-smoking party animal hippies who then get handed down these talking points by the big foundations and the psych warfare CIA chiefs. Oh, yeah, I've talked to your workers. They blabber. Get a few drinks in them. I mean, you guys really are signed on to all this? You think this is funny, saying I'm deeply racist and behind terrorism? When we all know who ran Elohim City up above you guys? I mean, you really think all that stuff's cute? You really want to be bad guys? I mean, do you know what comes with all this? You know full well NSA, globalist, foreign corporations, I'm for real. You all know I really want a future for humanity. You've got my psychological algorithm. You know what I want. I want what you want deep down, many of you. You just want justice in a future. You don't really want to be bad guys. Only weak, stupid people who have to cheat want to be bad guys. Or people that are tired of losing then become bad guys. And as the system gets more and more corrupt, more people are going to become bad guys. Until pretty soon everybody sells out to the bad guys and everything collapses. And the elites always said that's the problem, is that tyranny doesn't produce anything. But now they go, oh, we have robots and automation, so we can finally have our tyranny and get rid of the excess labor population. And so all of you idiots at the Southern Poverty Law Center, MSNBC, CIA, evil people in the Defense Department, oh my gosh, I just can't believe it. You're destroying yourself.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a giant attack on the free press, the independent press in this country. They're bringing in Soviet-style political correctness where somebody wears a clown mask of Obama and then they say it's racist because bulls don't chase clowns, even though that's what they do at rodeos. And now all the rodeo clowns have to go pay between $300 and $1,000, depending on which group they go to, federally certified sensitivity training groups, because someone did something, you're all guilty. That's the essence of authoritarianism. But then the guy with the rodeo mask didn't even do anything to begin with. But it's about teaching you to shut down your speech. And Missouri running TV announcements, don't criticize Obama, we will arrest you. I played those clips yesterday in the Truth Squad's article. Just type in Obama Truth Squad, you'll get videos on YouTube all over the country going, you talk bad about Obama, you say you isn't a Christian, we're going to arrest you. Guys in uniforms. Why not? They arrest you for filming when in public that's legal. Why not? I mean, they take people's bank accounts now without... I mean, look at the cover of New Yorker magazine, this current issue, August issue. In most states, police have the right to confiscate possessions like your cash, car, home, even if you aren't charged with a crime. Yeah, even if drugs aren't found. They don't really have the right to do that. They just have corrupt courts that go along with it. Folks, this is... I guess that's racist that I said that we should have a Fourth Amendment or due process. This is authoritarianism, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want health care laws that rip you off, you're a racist. And you watch this MSNBC piece, and it shows a willful pattern by MSNBC to say I'm racist. They've come out and said it outright before. But now they say, oh, Alex is dangerous. The Zarnet brothers liked him and this, implying I caused them to bomb. Then at the end they say, yeah, libertarians like this that bombed the Boston Marathon. See, it's now saying you're all terrorists. And then they say, yes, Alex Jones is, dangerous. He has all these people. Well, yes, it's these deeply racist groups. They try to put a comma in there. That's not going to hold up in court with a jury. It's clear. You're up there putting me in with the Klan, putting me in with people you're saying are bombers that have pled not guilty. It's all unprecedented, and it shows the conscious, willful intent of malice of forethought to do harm. I can't wait to subpoena them on what was in the teleprompter. Oh, I can't wait to subpoena the before-show briefing in the green room and all this. I can't wait. I'm 95% going to sue you. It's just that, do I have to dig up all the other clips, build the case right? Because if I sue you, I'm going to win. I'm going to sue you in the right place. I'm going to get all the damages you've done to me lined up. It's already happening. Might sue you in a year. That's the problem. If I sue you, I'm going to build a real case. I'm not going to just do... I've sued people twice for defamation, folks, and they settled both times. So I hope, Mr. Smarty Pants, you like being hauled into depositions, Alex Wagner. I hope Mr. Steele likes being brought in, former head of the RNC. And your lawyer just hope you like it, because you're not going to sit up there and try to damage me without me fighting back. I fight back. And the most important thing is it's in the news that you are liars, trying to defame me, because they can take me down, they can take anybody down. Why have I defended Rush Limbaugh and they wanted to shut him down with made-up stuff, even though Limbaugh has actually attacked me over the years? Because if they can take him down, they can take us all down. Glenn Beck's come out and obliquely defended me over this on The Blaze. Good. That's why I've told my crew, no more attacking Glenn Beck, even when he does weird stuff. We got bigger fish to fry. I mean, we got the New World Order coming down on us, man. I'm here bringing other people on like Ben Schwann, other reporters to try to get them launched. I mean, we need more people going up against this. I'm in a war, folks. You're in a war, whether you know it or not. This is a war. This is a war. God bless DrudgeReport.com and Matt Drudge and his crew. Boldly getting the truth out there, exposing the lies, going up against it all. And I'm hearing, God bless Michael Savage. He's getting more hardcore and telling it like it is, and about how Obama killed the SEALs and the cover-up and the fake bin Laden raid. Only the truth is going to save us. This isn't about money. It's not about fame. It's about the fight for liberty, folks. Anyone who'd been through what I've been through would know how real all this is, okay? I mean, I know how bad these people are. I realize how much trouble we're in. I realize, folks, we hang together, we hang separate. Because even if neocon talk show hosts and people in the past have been establishment, when the globalists take over because you've been pro-family, pro-gun, you're gone. The globalists have decided on a leftist, Fabian socialist ideology for their global governance. And even fake libertarians and conservatives are going to be shut down, okay? So you might as well, because your deep inclination is to love liberty. I hear the passion of these hosts. You started out good, many of you. Why don't you come on over and go all the way? Just like the Esquire top profiler in the country, he does big profiles, John Richards, went and found out a lot of what I was saying was true. He could verify it, bucked his editors, and got it published. And he sounds pretty freaked out now. He's like, yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble, but I don't want to talk about it. Because John Richards knows that this country is in deep trouble and this world's in deep trouble. It's not a perfect article, but the left is the authoritarian left, the gatekeepers are freaking out. Why is there a semi-positive profile in Esquire? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I am a good person. I am a real person. Does it mean I'm perfect? No, but I'm real, and I believe what I'm saying, and I'm trying to find the truth, and I want a future for my children. And if you want one, you better decide what side you're on to right now. Let's go back to just a small clip of the full 14-minute clip from MSNBC and the scripting, where she goes from Alex Jones to white supremacist to this deeply racist ideology. She's saying all of us there are. And oh my gosh, how they're on the air, it's dangerous. And then, oh, how do we go from this ideology to the bombing? Let's go to this clip.
Alex Jones may sound crazy, but still has 300 million YouTube.
600 million.
300 million people that have watched him on YouTube. And that sort of fringe, arch-conservative, deeply, I think, racist strain is being tapped into at crazy profit by people in the media.
Well, it is. And I think that the point you just made is the key.
Crazy profit.
Crazy profit. These folks are getting paid to be racist. They're being paid to be ignorant publicly.
Steals the real one. He's going to damage me. By the way, we called a computer company yesterday in the afternoon who I guess had this on, and they said, we don't want to work with you because of your racism, basically. Boom. That's going to be in court. The damages are coming in right now. By the way, we know you got your crews lobbying to take down our YouTube channels and Facebook and Twitter. It's happened before. We got over 600 million views of different Alex Jones videos, not just the 320-something million on one channel that they've turned the clock back on before. They're scared of us, ladies and gentlemen, because they know that we know the truth. And then they go into how, yeah, these libertarians are bombing stuff. Malice of forethought with intent to do harm. Up there just saying racist, racist, racist to create division so we don't come together. Yesterday, before I even knew this had been on air yesterday, I was saying we should all come together against tyranny. And that's what they're so scared of, folks. They're involved in the racial division. They're not even racist. It's just cold-blooded manipulation, divide, and conquer. Now, I want to go to another clip and a report here of what they're upset about. Marine Corps Colonel, Homeland Security Building, Domestic Army. We're going to get him on the show. Fallujah veteran says government is afraid of its own citizens. Let's go to this clip, listen to this powerful information, and he knows what's going on. And see, now he's decompartmentalized, just retired as a Marine Corps colonel. Here it is.
And I can tell you right now, well, somebody had the great idea to get rid of the Iraqi army, so when we rebuilt it, we did everything we could to make it as strong as possible. And I'll tell you right now, Homeland Security would kick their butts in a week. What's happening here is we're building a domestic military because it's unlawful or unconstitutional to use American troops on American soil. So what we're doing is we're building a military.
But he goes on to say, look, these are Homeland Security grants. They're pre-deploying it to take over. And he's saying it from the grant, because the grant says it is for libertarian sovereign citizens, and that's why they need this armored vehicle. And they're sending these SWAT teams to Iraq, folks, to take on the American people. I mean, I've told you this for years, and they're really gearing up. And now they're saying that the libertarians and veterans are the ones behind the Boston bombing. This isn't a game, folks. They're getting ready to stage false flags and blame it on us and try to round us up. And it's going to be Marines like this colonel. The full article on the info is up on Infowars.com. Just like Smedley Butler was lined up to be Commandant of the Marine Corps, 2 Congressional Medal of Honors, most highly decorated U.S. general in history. They didn't have Congressional Medal of Honors in George Washington's day, or he'd be the only guy. 2 Congressional Medal of Honors. 2. They hired him to bring in a coup d'etat. He set up the coup, blew the whistle. It was such a big deal, they just secretly arrested some of the top coup people, but the robber barons were so rich they didn't arrest them. By the way, that's even been in the New York Times, London Guardian. So it was the Marines who they tried to hire that stopped it before. Folks, this is not a game, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why they're upset, is because the military, I bet money when we get that colonel on, I bet money he's a listener. And he goes over the SWAT teams and the grants to pre-deploy, getting ready for a takeover of America. That's why they want us shut down. By the way, folks, Julie Wilson here in our office may have to be let go. One of our great new writers, been here a few months, libertarian. She's got 3 strikes against her. She's a libertarian. She's got blonde hair and blue eyes. Means she's racist. And, folks, she has a brown bag. And Kurt, the manager, the editor of InfoWars, reported her to me. I'm not joking. As a joke, they did it. But he reported her to me during the break. She brought a brown bag in. And that is not does it just offend the black folks and Hispanics that work here, it offends me. So I'm going to have her written up for that racism. Now, if she wants to write an article calling for the abortion of black children, I'll give her a gold star. That's not racist. Or attacking Africa with AFRICOM. You know, if she supports Obama, it's okay. But I mean, again, this is the political correctness here, of where they come out and conflate me as the mad prophet. They say he's the prophet of the deeply racist right wing. That's a quote there. And I guess I, according to their definition, am this evil prophet because I'm here pointing out the corruption, waking people up, trying to get them to see the hypocrisy. Our liberties are under attack. Here is an article out of Politico today with the headline, "The Cyber War Against the Media." And it goes on to say the cyber command is to take over the media and destroy liberty. Politico. Kurt Nimmo wrote an article, 2010, Cyber Command. Pentagon Cyber Command prepares war against the American people and the press. Kurt Nimmo, 3 years ago, May 23rd, 2010. Now, again, they said they were going to do it. It's not like we just magically always know what's going to happen. It's all being said, and then we go, hey, look, they built FEMA camps and say it's for gun owners. Pretty scary. They say they have re-education camps, and we went to one of the drills, and they were practicing breaking up the families. That's pretty scary. Shut up, racist. Actually, I want equality. Shut up, racist. Hey, it looks like the government was involved in the Boston bombing. These guys were CIA. Shut up, racist. Hey, he says he's not guilty. Why are you saying he's guilty? You've never done that before in the media. Shut up, racist. Hey, you know, Obamacare was written by foreign banks. Shut up, racist. You know, these tetanus shots in Latin America have been caught sterilizing the women, and in Africa, shut up, racist. You just don't like Latin Americans. No, I don't want them to be sterilized. Shut up, racist. Well, I tell you, Obama's getting these peace prizes and stuff. He's a warmonger. Shut up, racist. They're giving $85 billion a month to foreign banks, ripping us off. Shut up, racist. And I'm just like, I just want to have freedom. I don't want the NSA spying on us. They came out and said you might be a terrorist yesterday in the news. I saw it. If you don't like the NSA. They said if you don't like Obamacare, the head of Health and Human Services said it's racist. And there's no racist thing you say. It's just you're racist. And folks, they know what they're doing. These are authoritarians that are going to try to organize the minorities if they can. It's not working well. And to go and see all these other people are racist. Be part of our new Homeland Army. Let's go get any white people that are libertarians, especially, because they're really secretly racist. And people are being taught. So I guess Oliver Stone's a racist because here he is to a group of filmmakers. The article's up on Infowars.com saying that Obama is a snake. This clip just came out last night. Here he is to a group of filmmakers saying that he is a snake and people shouldn't support him. Here it is.
It's never about terrorists. It always becomes about the way J. Edgar Hoover did it. He brought all the weight of government to bear on protesters. He didn't like protesters. He thought they were left-wing communists. He never could find the proof, but by the time the Vietnam War came around, as you know, 500,000 people were on the list, and they were being eavesdropped on. Where are we now? Same place. Obama is a snake. He's a snake, and we have to turn on him.
So Obama is a snake. We got to turn on him. Folks, he was a corporate fraud from the beginning, and people like Oliver Stone knew that. It just wasn't politically correct to go after him until now because it's super obvious. See, I don't wait until it's safe. I go in first. That's the only way to stop these people is stop caring how they attack you. Get over the fear. And yeah, they prime the cops on socialists and liberals. Now the grid's in place and it's for left-wingers who are real left-wingers, but it's really for conservatives, libertarians, constitutionalists that are simply pro-Bill of Rights. If you're pro-America and pro-freedom, you're the enemy, you're the terrorist of the authoritarian takeover.
Now you can watch the InfoWars Nightly News streaming live as it happens for free.
Check it out at Infowars.com/show.